What's up guys? Today we're going to go over how to make a somewhat high-tech cow farm. I say somewhat because it's not super high-tech, but it's high-tech enough. So the features of this farm is that you have a breeding chamber up here, and this is a wide chamber so you can have a lot of cows in the same area and you can breed a lot at the same time, rather than having like a 1x1 box where you can only have 12 if you don't change the max cramming rule when you make your world. Which you can do. I do that myself actually, but if you don't change it, then you can only have 12 in a 1x1 box. So this ensures that you can breed more at the same time. And then we have trapdoors right here, and they're actually closed right now. So you press this button and it will open these trapdoors in the middle, and they'll fall down into this chamber here. And the trapdoors will close when pressure plates in this corner and in this corner. So there's two pressure plates in both corners. When both of the pressure plates are unpressed, then the trapdoors will close and then no more cows will fall in. And this just ensures that statistically you will come back to a decent pool of cows, if not like a whole bunch of them. And it will basically ensure that you'll always have at least 2 cows left, but you'll probably more have like 15 to 20 left when you get back. And if that happens, if the trapdoors close, then they won't reopen if the pressure plate's pressed down again. You reopen it by pressing this button, and then it will do the cycle again. So essentially, like if you're AFK for a long time, then you won't come back to having 1 cow left or something. So then when they come down to this chamber, they are able to just sit here. You can let the babies grow because some babies will get down here, or you can just fire it up anyways. I actually have a lot of babies down here, so the adults are dying due to cramming issues. But usually you won't have this many babies in here. But yeah, so you can press this button and it will spawn lava, and it will get rid of it fast enough to not burn any of the items. And it also won't kill any of the babies, which is why I have a lot of babies down here, because I've done this a bunch of times already. And yeah, so then you can wait for the babies to grow, and then you can get the items from them, and it doesn't burn your items. And it also auto cooks your food, assuming that they're not dying due to cramming. So with that, let's jump right in. It's been recommended to me that I include material lists with the tutorials, so here it is. So we have 3 sticky pistons, 4 redstone lamps, and the redstone lamps are purely aesthetic. They don't actually have any functional form. We have 15 repeaters. You should probably make more than them just in case, but 15 I think is the minimum. 6 hoppers, 2 chests, 2 stone pressure plates, specifically just not wood pressure plates or gold or iron or something like that. Just make it stone. 8 iron trapdoors, 2 stone buttons, 2 oak fences, and then we have 4 dispensers, 2 black carpets or whatever color you want, 4 buckets of lava to go into the dispensers, and then an ample amount of glass or tinted glass, some opaque block to work with, and redstone torches and redstone dust. I didn't bother counting these out because there's a lot of them. But yeah, so this is what you'll need. All right, so to start this, we want to place down where we want our chest to be. So I'm gonna place mine right here. And then, like I said in the demonstration, this is purely aesthetic, but if you want to do the redstone lamps like I did, then we put that right under the chest. And I think it looks better because you have stuff above it, and then there's no light under the chest, or sorry, under the like farm. So having this here is just really nice. I also made like a little stone pathway, which I'll do again here to make it a little bit nicer. So I'll do that real fast. You can of course use any blocks that you want. I just used stone bricks this time. Okay, so then what we do is we put 6 hoppers into this chest and we face them into each other, just to make sure that all the items go into the chest here. And if you don't know how to build like this, instead of opening the hopper, just hold down shift or whatever your crouch is. And then what we do is we build stone bricks all around these hoppers. So we do that. So just like not in front of this thing. You can also do this part if you want it to look a little bit better. Okay. And then what we do is we just bring up some pillars. The height doesn't matter right now because we're not going all the way up. We're just going to make the dispensers at the moment, but just sufficiently high. And then what we can do is we can put the tinted glass or normal glass or whatever you're using on this side that's closest to the chest, and then the one that's the opposite to it, but not on the 2 sides, because the 2 sides we're going to be putting the dispensers there. So for the 2 sides, what we do is we put an opaque block like this. We do then the dispensers facing into it, like that. And we also, don't want to forget this, put trap doors down here. I would recommend iron just because I don't know if they're going to make trapdoors flammable again. As far as I know, they're not flammable in 1.18, but you know, just be safe. So yeah, we have this situation going on right here, and then we do another round of stone bricks on top of the dispensers. All right, so now we want to hook up our dispensers. So we do that by putting 4 blocks on the block under the dispensers like this. And then we put repeaters facing into the dispensers. Just leave the one tick for now. And then we place dust all down here, and then we go over. And then we do the same thing on this side. So we do repeaters, we do dust, and then we do the dust that connects it to this side. We'll put a repeater here, and this is for the button that we'll add here in a second, and this is just to make sure that it gets all the way to the other side. So then what we do is we add a button, and this can be anywhere you want. If you want to do it on the other side, then you just move the repeater there and go to the other side. I'm going to do it on this side. And then what we do is we make a rising edge here, and I'll explain why we're doing this in a second. But we do a rising edge like this. So we have redstone dust here, sticky piston facing up here, an opaque block, so don't use like glass or something here. And then we do a repeater on 1 tick here. I guess it could be multiple ticks, but just do 1. And then this just hooks up to this. And then we extend this part out, and we do 3 repeaters on the max length. And then we hook this up again. And this is because in order for the dispensers to basically dispense the lava when we press the button, and then take the lava back when the button is like unpressed, or when it unpresses itself, we need to power the dispensers twice. So this basically pulses once, and then when the signal is just like on from the button, it will get delayed from this, and then it will go and then power it again after the pulse already did it. And then also add the lava buckets to your dispensers. I already did that in a different take that I completely botched, so mine are already in here. So yeah, add your lava in there, and then if you've done this correctly, what you should see is lava go in, and then lava will come out. And it should do it pretty quickly. You don't want it to sit in there too long, because then it will burn your items from the cows, and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, make sure it's only 3 repeaters here. If you add another one, it might be a little bit too long. So yeah, just stick with 3. You can honestly probably get away with 2, but that might not actually kill the cows completely. So I would, yeah, just do 3 with 4 ticks like that. So then what we want to do is we want to add the upper part. So we'll do that real fast, and I actually need to see how high this goes up. Okay, so from this position right here, what we want to do is make it go 3 blocks above the dispensers. So we already had 2, so we just add 1 here, and then we can add our fancy tinted glass like this. So we should have 3 blocks above the dispensers. And then what we do is we place torches on these 2 guys right here. And this is for the trapdoors above it. And then what we'll do is we'll extend this up. We will then just make like an outline of stone bricks, and this is where our like cow floor will be. We add the rest of our iron trapdoors, and we do it on this sides with the torches. And you want to do it at the beginning, like at the top right here. You don't want to do it at the bottom, because then it won't do it properly. It'll open like down. So make sure you do it at the top, like this. And you can check by breaking the torches here and making sure that they all are like flat, like that. Okay, and then what we do is we want to hook these up. We're not going to hook it up to anything like specifically, but we're just going to hook it up properly. So what we do is we put repeaters here, facing into the block that the torches are on, and then we bring this out, and then we go all the way around, basically the exact same thing we did on here. So do that, we put repeaters here, and then dust all along this, just to hook it up. Okay. And actually, I think in the demonstration, I made this all glass, and I would recommend putting blocks behind the torches here, because the babies could end up falling into that. It's extremely unlikely, but if they're really ambitious, they could like be running and then fall into that, you know? And you don't want just baby cows to be running around. So yeah, definitely put blocks behind your torches like this. And yeah, we should be ready to do the top part now. All right, so now to do the top part, what we do is we basically just add 3 blocks on either side. So we just do 3 like this, and then we do 3 on this side. This is super tedious. You have to do 3 on this side, and then we do 3 on this side. And then I just use glass in the demonstration. You can do any blocks you want for the walls. But yeah, I use tinted glass actually, so I'm gonna do that again. You only need 2 blocks high. You can of course do anything up here that you'd like, as long as it doesn't interfere with the redstone. I'm just doing like a minimalistic type of thing up here. Make it at least 2 blocks. You could also use fence posts. Whoops. If you feel like it. So let's do this. And then here, what we want to have is a way to get into our farm. So I do the fence post and carpet technology, and I'm gonna make a little like platform here. Yeah, and this is so that you can get in, but then the cows won't like try to jump up and get out, you know? Okay, so now that we have this, what we want to do, whoops, is add not trapdoors. We want to add pressure plates, stone pressure plates. So we do it in this corner and we do it in this corner. So the 2 corners close to your fence posts here. And that would be specifically on the side that your chest is on, because essentially we did this redstone in the back, and we don't have space to do redstone, which like for the pressure plates would be right here. It's just like super tight. So we do them on this side where there's no redstone here. So what we do is we grab the signal, which will be on this block here. And we just do that by putting redstone on the block immediately below it. We take this and we go all the way to the other side, and we take it a block down, because it's just a little bit easier for us to manage it if it's a block down. And we just hook it up like this. And then what we do is we take a torch, which I don't have in my hotbar. We take a torch and we put it here. And then we don't need that block. And then we have a dust here. We do a repeater facing this way. A repeater facing this way. We do redstone here and we do redstone here. We don't do redstone here yet. And this is the way that the trapdoors kind of like lock after the pressure plates are unpressed the first time. So then what we do is we attach a button up here to make it where we can essentially reset the circuit. So we do a button here, and then the way I did it is I just brought it down. So then we have this right here. We do another one, and you go down 2. And then we do it again by doing this, and I think let's see, does this add up? A little too far. Right, okay. Yeah, you want this piston to push a block here when it's like extended. So then what you'll do is you'll bring it down like this. You'll have your redstone like that, and then you put a torch on the side, and you can put your piston here. And yeah, just make sure it's oriented such that it pushes an opaque block into this circuit right here with the repeater facing into it. Like don't have it in this orientation, because this won't work. The repeater that's facing this way into the block has to be like into the block. And then when we press this, it should basically like reset that, right? Okay. And then what we do is we hook this up to this side right here. And we can do that by just like going around. And I'm gonna do it like right next to it just to make it more compact. So what we do is we do a repeater here to dodge the torch. Because if we do dust here, the torch will just like power it. So we do it to dodge the torch. And then we put redstone here. We then put redstone on these 2 things, and then we do a repeater here. And this repeater is just to make sure that it reaches the other side. And then of course we don't want it to communicate to this signal, so we cut the beam, or we cut the redstone on those 2 areas. And you can make sure that you cut those properly by essentially turning this off and making sure that this doesn't turn on, and then also powering this to make sure that it still doesn't turn on, which we did it correctly here. Okay, so yeah, so now we can see that the trapdoors are down. And then if something is on these pressure plates, and I'll just simulate that something's on it by powering this right here. The trapdoors are still like, or up, I mean. I think I said down earlier. I meant up. They're closed. Then we press the button and it will open the trapdoors. And this is, again, simulating that a cow is standing on the pressure plate. And then once that quote-unquote cow stops standing on the pressure plate, they will close. And then they won't, like, reopen after they close until I go and hit the button again. So this should be all you need for it. Of course, this is, like, the bare bones, like, aesthetic look of it. But you can build everything around this. But this should be all you need. Because then your cows will fall into this area. And then you can wait for the babies to grow, or if you're impatient, you can just do it with the adults that fell down in there by then killing them with the lava, and then their items will get grabbed into the chest. Now, something I just want to mention, when you're in survival and bringing cows in with wheat, I would recommend just like not hitting this button until you have at least like 30 or so cows, because mainly you want a larger pool of adults to breed essentially, and you don't want to press this button because then more will fall in. So I would definitely wait until you have like a lot of cows packed in here, because then your long-term gains will be a lot better. So yeah, just be careful with opening these trapdoors when you have a small amount of cows in this area. Alright guys, that'll be it for this episode. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. It's finals week, so I definitely could have just not explained something well because my brain's not working. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.